as I said, you see in the 4-year cycle, okay, that it gets halved. So I'm going to show you roughly what kind of, why is it doing that to me? Okay, let's go to this one. Radio, so let's go back. Travel back in time. To a better time. I'll get that again. Okay, we can look here. So 16, July 16, I think was the halving before, roughly. Was the one before last, as I said, July 2020 was the last one. The one before that is around June, July 2016. It's every 4 years. Anyway, so you go back another 4 years again, there was the halving before that. So right, here was a bull run up, right? You had a peak, and then look, it's about a year down. So that was 2014. Just before that, you hit your peak, big fall up, and this is something that normally happens. And you had a year of bear market, as I said, just one as it falls. Then you have a year of consolidation, is what they call it. Look, it's not exactly flat, but it's because you know it can go from whatever 200 quid to 300 or 400 quid and back down again. But every candle there you see is actually one entire week. That's 1 week, W-E-E-K, if you don't understand my accent. And so yeah, that was it here. Now I can show you some of the techniques and things that I use with tools and stuff like that. Get a line, right? So you take a middle of that consolidation, roughly, boom. You can start drawing these lines and things start to line up, and these things can become resistance or support. But if I don't have that properly lined up now, on the phone, get it up there a small bit. Okay, and stop. This one isn't bang on now exactly, but you can kind of draw these lines. Now I could do this for a good while, and I could show you some different ways, techniques of doing stuff, but you can do these and you can start seeing that where it took off back there, finally it ends up being like a support here, where you know, it's kind of bouncing along this line, or well, it's resistance here obviously, you know, came up, boom, bang, so then it's playing along the line, goes over, then it's support, you know, so then it plays off, and yeah, you never see that line again. Okay, that's one thing. Now I can use this point here, and I can start drawing these lines downwards and upwards and across this support line and back support, and you can see coming, you know, up along there, which is becomes a resistance line. And one of the things that happens is resistance becomes support. So resistance is when it's below the line, it comes up and touches the bottom of the line, then it's like a resistance, like a roof, and then it falls back down again. And then support is it'll crash over it and then come back down, touch the line, and then it becomes support, like a floor, and then it continues up. So as I said, I could draw a bunch of them, but I'm not going to spend loads of time doing that. The other lines that they use, you can use, is some horizontal lines, which some of these can show you again some supports and which kind of help you line up exactly certain places, and it can also kind of give you a time frame as well as when sometimes you can hit stuff. Because right, just we'll go here now a second, because there, as you can see, is a roof resistance, you know, kind of, not exactly here, but you know, it bursts up through, and then look at this, as I said, not exactly lining up, but these two lines almost meet here, and this becomes a floor right where they meet almost, and you got support. Okay, so you can do just put some more in here now just to see what, or does any more kind of come into play from from there around me. Look over here. Okay, as you can see, that there is resistance on its second bounce, but look, it kind of, not exactly, but probably if I move this one up to this, or near the top there, it's probably the resistance. Yeah, look at that. Bang on, bang, resistance, you know. And that was the top of the last bull run, almost, pretty much, you know what I mean. Also, I can show, so those lines. Something else that you can also do, and shows you, see these. Let's just go to the bottom of this puppy and draw a line. See the way it comes down, touches, bang, there was support, jumps up, came back down, look, bang, touched, jumped back up, came back down. Now it wicked a little bit below. As I said, none of these are perfect, but bang. So like, you know, after you had all of this and you were looking for more information for yourself, you draw this, you connect these two dots in a line, and then all of a sudden it's giving you, you know, now you're not going to know when or how or what, but well, you might. If you're drawing more horizontal lines, if you use that, if you draw a horizontal line from the bottom here to this and upwards, it probably shows you also some resistant lines at this side. You know, it'll probably go through certain places, or even right through like a corner or something, maybe through there or whatever. So these are different things, as I said, that I have learned to use to my advantage, and just being patient and waiting for the right time to strike, like a cheetah in the mat. You can use, again, it's not exactly on the line, but see the way you draw a line, and woohoo, you know, seems to be, get over there, draws kind of resistant, showing a bit of a resistance there, there. Again, you're going to draw these after, you know, get a rough idea, and then all of a sudden, look, bam, resistance. So I might have to just put it down a tiny bit, you know. There you go. See, once you already had these two informations, these three, you know it's staying underneath this line. Draw your line down. You know you're in a bear market here, so you know once you get close to it again, you could be putting in some shorts or sells if you're using a trading account, which I do not recommend. But I'm just showing you these things if you want to know, if you want to learn. Again, bam, there's a roof. It's acting as resistance, and pretty much there, you know. So, and you see this kind of, what they kind of call this is, see this line and that line kind of converging down in a descending wedge. That's what that is. That's what they call it. Now, again, I can start drawing lines here, and you're going to see some other thing being supported and certain things hitting certain lines all the way up. I'm just going to show you, right, if this line here is the top, no it's not, sorry, this line here is the top of that last bull run, which is in the end of 2013, let's call it 2014, and that was the top, okay, and then you come down for a whole year, bear market. If you can see these little lines here, they're the years, as you can see the graph down here, 2015. You go into consolidation time for pretty much an entire year, just short of it or whatever, depending on what way you want to look at it. There's another one, 2016, alright, July, June, July, around here you had the halving. So sometimes people start to go, oh, the halving's coming, better buy loads because the rewards are going down and it shoots up. Then the calculations For the algorithm gets hard and stuff, and things slow down and whatnot, and crap happens. I don't know. There's a bit of a sell off or something, or the price comes down anyway, and then it's kind of away to the races after that. And just to show you, again, try and find my line. Yeah, that's not it. There's going to be a bit of a buzz because once I move out, okay, this is my line. I want to watch. So this is the top of it. Now watch how far it went after that. 17. So for 2 years then after your consolidation, you go into a bull run. So up she goes. There's 1 year, 2017. She hit the top. This is the line from the top of the last bull run. It hit it, resistance. Oh, fell back down. Not a lot. As I said, these candles are 1 week, and then it goes up over it, comes back down, not exactly on it or anything like that, and goes up and away to the races. Again, you're heading off, but that ain't the finish, because and then you have these what they call retracements. You'll hear on the news, oh, it's a crashing, it's whatever. No, it's just a retracement. People have made a bunch of money up here, so they take a slight bit of profit. What normally happens is, say you put in $100 at 1,000, right? Right here, and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In a month, it's doubled on this chart here. So what you do is you sell 100 worth, you get back your initial investment, $100. Now, obviously it would be a bit early, but also you can see on this candle it went all the way up here to nearly 300. So you've almost made, triple your money by this week here. Like that, some weeks are very volatile. It'll go up and back down again. Oh yeah, I must explain to you how these candles are formed actually. Okay, so let's say, right, you're just starting here. And this week you invested whatever. Or no, let's go to somewhere where it doesn't exactly work, but I think that's, let's zoom in. I'm a bit slow. It's late, leave me alone. Okay. So, 1,000, doesn't have to be 1,000, so we'll just go off of something like, let's say here, right? You start here, you do an invest 100 quid or whatever. Green, so it's gone up, right? So normally it goes up, and see the top of that wick. This week, WEEK, and this week, it's gone from the bottom of that wick, or sorry, that line. It probably came down a slight bit to form this wick, because it comes over from this red line here. That was the end of the previous week where the price was. So the new one starts, it comes over. So it came down a small bit to form this little wick down here, and then it went up to the top, which is the top of the wick right there. And at the end of the week, it came down slightly and ended there. Or I could have bounced around here throughout the week. I didn't know what happened. I can change it and zoom in, but I just wanted to show you how these form. So in that week, it went up, touched the top there, and anyway, by the end of it, on a Sunday, the price ended right on this line, which is the top of the candle. So on the Monday, the price jumps over for the next week and starts on that line. So it came down slightly, forming that little wick, and goes up. Formed a tiny one there and ended there, and then it jumps over, right? Now this one never came down, it just went up. So that was a good one to show you actually. So once the price ended there on a Sunday, the next morning, 12 o'clock, Sunday night, Monday morning, whatever you want to, it jumped over here. And yeah, that's Greenwich time that it does this. So then she went up to the top of that wick, and within that week, and then but on Sunday at 12 o'clock, that's where the price ended for that week. And then again, it goes over, stop moving, and starts here, and away she went again. Did the same thing up there and came back down on Sunday. Then the next week, it started here, then came down to here, then goes up. So if you were watching on that week, that would have come down, that this would have been filled with red because it was going downwards. Like that's what the red is, you know. She ended there, starts there, and then actually went up slightly to form that little wick, and then it came down, and then came back up slightly to end there. That's how you have a green candle and a red candle. That's how they form, depending on what way they're kind of going. See the way it goes.